Well, in 2015, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture launched a lifelong wellness campaign called I Choose to be Active. The ongoing campaign is to encourage all South Africans to pursue and commit to the lifelong habit of being physically active regularly. For more on this, we are joined by Nnaniki Malesa. Nnaniki, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much, Simphiwe. I am glad to be with you, and it is truly a privilege to be chatting to you this morning about the campaign.
Lovely being with you this morning, Nnaniki. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, tell us more about this campaign and how you plan on getting more people physically active.
Well, very simply, right now we're running virtual classes that are run every Monday, Wednesday, Friday between 6 to 7, providing certified instructors the opportunity to exercise with South Africans from the comfort of their homes, so there can be no excuses for South Africans to say, I can't get to the gym, I can't afford it, I don't have someone to look after my children, because between 6 and 7 we provide that. Over and above that, we've got our webinars that we run on a regular basis, where we begin to discuss issues of physical wellness and how that impacts on a society and the lifelong wellness of society. And of course, our social media platforms amplify the content of promoting what is needed to get South Africans to benefit from being physically well.
You're quite right there, Nnaniki. There's absolutely no reason at all to staying healthy. And why the emphasis, though, on fitness and for people to integrate it in their lives?
Well, two fundamental reasons. One, the National Development Plan has got as its vision for 2030 to see 50% of South Africans being physically active or participating in physically active activities on a regular basis. Secondly is, the glaring elephant in the room, and that is the rise of South Africans living with non-communicable diseases attributed to the rise of obesity that we are seeing in this country. A couple of facts. We've got 47% of South Africans being physically active. We've got 67% of women, cited as obese, 30% of men being obese. We've got a prevalence rate of obesity amongst children aged 6 to 14 years of age being 13% higher than that of the world at large. So when you look at those stats, we cannot ignore the fact that with those issues that we're sitting with, obesity can't be ignored, and we need to deal with it. And this is one of the ways that we can begin to encourage the moving away from sedentary lifestyles by South Africans and encouraging them to participate in active recreation activities that get them to pursue a lifelong wellness attitude and behavior.
Nnaniki, one may ask when the right time is to start their fitness journey, and what are some of the things they can do at home to improve their quality of life?
Oh, well, how about right now?
Yeah,
There's no better time than now. And also more importantly is that you shouldn't be thinking of it because, summer bodies, pressures, or that, you're sitting with January resolutions, and that's why the campaign speaks to a 365 days, activation, because it's about those smaller things that you do on a regular basis, rather than saying that I'm going to embark on a 6 months, transformation exercise and then pause. And then more importantly, it's the walking with your family after dinner or after lunch. It's the hikes that we've seen some of the South Africans begin to be participating in. It's the walks that are taking place. It's the running clubs that you can be part of. And when you actually become part of a community club, it makes it that much more easier to then not want to disappoint those that you've committed to. And that's why even at I Choose to be Active, we've got our own community that we are growing, where we encourage South Africans, come and join, be a member, because when you do so, regularly we'll send you SMSs, we'll send you emails, obviously respecting the prior regulations, and encourage you to be aware of what's coming up next in order for you to be able to not think, what can I do, what should I do, but really, when is the next activation, how do I become a part of it?
So who is this campaign specifically targeting? Is there a certain or specific age group that you're looking at?
we're looking at South Africans at large. I mean, if you look at the stats, they range across, the attitudes and behaviors of South Africans at large being physically active. But obviously, when we look at it month by month, in the month of June, we ran a theme around turning, youth turning fitness into a fun lifestyle because we needed to encourage them. In the month of August, we encouraged women because, women are really quite known to be the drivers of changing conversations and behavior. I mean, we are in the year of Mama Charlotte Nyamanya Matlaka celebration, and she is one matriarch who changed the narrative around behavior towards women and, in a large way, the society. So in the month of women, we had women influencers and women instructors being at the forefront of driving the messaging. And then during Heritage, we'll be finding ways and opportunities of encouraging South Africans to be aware that there is a relationship between our culture and heritage and the need to be physically active. So, as months prolong, as we move from month to month, we find the narrative that, resonates with what government is focusing on, and begin to amplify that it is actually to each and every one of us as South Africans, not just necessarily a particular age group. Although we know the stats would speak to certain, age groups being more prevalent with issues of obesity and sedentary lifestyles.
Okay, and I understand that you have a fitness boot camp tomorrow. Do share more on that.
Absolutely. 7 to 8 in the morning, our 2 certified instructors, Rosta Mokoena and Lawrence Masinge, will be running, the mother of all boot camps. And it's really, we're testing your fitness battery because you've been with us from Monday to Wednesday to Friday. So we say, come along, showcase what, you've learned, you've earned, you've benefited in muscle strength gaining and so forth. So that's really that. It's via our Zoom platform, via Facebook, via IG. So you can connect with us on those platforms and be able to access it freely, as long as you've got data, of course.
Okay. And on that webinar that you held on Thursday, what are some of the issues that came out?
Oh, that was a riveting conversation we had there, Simphiwe. I mean, we chatted to, the topic was my body, my business. Okay. The panelists were the women in the fitness space, who really unpacked what the challenges are that they face within spaces of fitness, which are meant to be havens for them to be exercising freely and being able to be safe, and yet the sexual harassment challenges that they faced with. Then, of course, the challenges that they faced with, even on social media, when they're wanting to promote themselves and gain opportunity of endorsements, how there are predators online that also want to discourage them from wanting to amplify the message of being physically fit and healthy. And then the solutions that they've embarked on. I mean, in one of the instances, Setu highlighted how she's had to bring on board Cooper, her dog, to run alongside with her in the morning so that she can become safer. And the message was clear by these women. It was, we want to be free. We believe in the mandate that we also deserve as much freedom and right to exercise without being hindered by predators, verbatins, behavior, and so forth, that discourage them from wanting to lead a physically active lifestyle. And then saying to women, speak up, speak out, and fitness spaces, do something about it when you realize that in your spaces there is this kind of behavior. So that's what we discussed on the 26th. On the 12th, which we held about 2 weeks prior, we had these women influencers then unpacking how you can turn your interest and desire to be physically active into a monetization effort of becoming an endorser of brands that are in that space. So all of that is also available on our YouTube platform for those that missed it, and they can go and get the nuggets of wisdom that these beautiful, inspirational women shared with us on those webinars. Yeah. And
quite an interesting perspective on how you can monetize being healthy. Now, how long is this campaign running for, Nnaniki?
It's a 365 days campaign, Simphiwe. Okay. So every single month we resonate with what the government mandate and messaging is, and we reflect it. We continue to run with it. But as I said, the virtual classes are Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and we continue with them on a regular basis. Once a month, at the last Sunday of the month, we host the Aitlao Mahlasele bootcamp that you just flighted now. And then on every national day, in that morning of the national day, we do a virtual class. So it continues continuous. Once a month, we're going to continue with the Womandla in Fitness webinars because we believe that the women must drive these conversations. In the month of Heritage, of course, we'll bring the voice of men to discuss issues of heritage and culture alongside obesity, alongside, redressing that as both men and women. So it is continuous. The messaging will not end. It has to continue because you can't drive intervention programs by once-a-year reminders. Sure, you've got to do it regularly. If you want change, you've got to continue to have interventions that amplify the messaging so that we can have a healthier society.
Indeed. Lovely chatting to you, Nnaniki. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the privilege. Have a great morning.
You too. Thank you. Thank you, Nnaniki. We just spoke to Nnaniki Malesa on the lifelong wellness campaign called I Choose to Be Active campaign.